Hello everyone, welcome to another Castle Smashers episode. My name is Dan, I'll be the one doing most of the talking today, and I'm here with Trent as usual.
Yeah, I'm not going to be doing much talking today.
Well, you might be doing a bit of laughing since today we're playing the Xbox, original Xbox, so the Xbox One, not really, version of Conker's Bad Fur Day, which is called Conker Live and Reloaded, and it's a really good game, and I'll talk a little bit more about it. Did you just go into the multiplayer?
I hope not.
I don't even think that the Xbox Live servers for the original Xbox are still on.
For like no games at all, just... Because I know they shut down Halo 2 quite a while.
Yeah, I think you've gone into multiplayer.
Okay, B to go back.
Yeah. Yeah, the menu screen was a little bit odd in that it's a bar, but that fits in with the story of the game. So you just go left and right to find the things.
It's just like the N64.
Yeah, just go to game 1.
Game 1.
Yep. We'll start it from the start. And from memory, the tutorial part of the game was pretty good, and that'll make a good chunk for this.
Probably get a bit of... Because this wasn't really a heavily combat kind of game or anything. It was more puzzle solving and...
No, look, there was plenty of combat in it, and the multiplayer mode was all about combat. It was really good, actually.
No, I mean, like more like the single player, what we're doing now.
Yeah.
I think it was a bit more of a problem solving.
It's a mix between like a puzzle game, a problem solver, RPG with combat. Like it's actually got a lot of elements in it, and it's really good. I played it mostly on the N64 though.
Same.
Yeah. So a bit of history on the game, although we'll watch the cutscene first.
He's actually got fur.
Yeah, well, he didn't in the N64 one. He was all polys.
Yeah. Actually, he looks a bit too furry there.
Yeah, I actually am not a fan of the fur effect that they put on him for this version of the game.
Like, it looks like he's just had a wash and then he's just waited a few hours.
Someone's just like, just like puffed him up with a towel after a bath.
Well, maybe that'll be part of the story here.
So, this game was actually made by Rare Studios. I'm sure you're familiar with Rare Studios, Trent?
Am I? Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. So, Rare Studios was a company that made some of the best games on the Nintendo 64.
Correct.
They made excellent stuff. And there's a lot of rumors and hearsay that Nintendo was actually jealous of Rare's capabilities.
Well, their abilities to make these kind of games as well. From like they're Western.
Yeah, they're set in America. Right? I think it was Texas. There seems to be a lot of game developers in Texas. But Nintendo owned shares in Rare. And there was some sort of contract where they had to decide within a certain time whether they would buy the rest of the company or not. And Nintendo ultimately decided they didn't want to own Rare. And at the time, Microsoft was just about to launch their first Xbox. So they went, yeah, we're totally cool. We'll buy your shares in Rare off you, Nintendo. And so Nintendo sold Rare to Microsoft in a move which is... still hated by a lot of Nintendo fans.
Very much. I mean,
and probably hated by Microsoft fans too, since Rare hasn't done anything good since moving to Microsoft.
Well, the majority of the staff left the company as well, from what I believe.
The Stamper Brothers, they were called, the two founders. Yeah. The Stamper Brothers. They apparently work in landscaping now. Yeah, I know. It's weird how a lot of the CEOs of companies that work for Microsoft all quit and then go into other things.
Yeah.
Peter Molyneux quit Lionhead and he's doing his indie thing now.
So what was so great about this game back on the N64 when people first saw it? All the parodies to different movies and other video games.
The swearing and the sexual innuendo and poo jokes. It was pretty much one of the only MA15 titles on the N64.
Yeah.
The problem was that it came out right at the end of the N64's life cycle when there was when like the GameCube was just launching, so no one really bought it and played it.
But it's become a pretty cult favorite between a lot of people.
Oh, it's an excellent game. Like the jokes are hilarious, the gameplay is tight, and the parodies are there as well. Like if you're into juvenile humor, like you'll love this game.
I don't
See, we're seeing Conker here
You guys enjoy yourself
getting
and all that, and I'll-
pretty drunk.
Yeah, the premise of the game is that he gets completely trashed at the pub, and he wakes up like passed out in a field somewhere, and he doesn't know where he is. He's literally just trying to find his way home.
Hey, isn't that the scarecrow from the field that you start off?
Yeah, they're all in the pub, like in the background.
doesn't look too good.
These graphics actually still look pretty good.
Hang on a sec.
I consider this to be like the last sort of decent game before Rare sort of started sucking.
Yeah. Sort of ironic how the last best game is still essentially just a port.
Yeah, it's a port of the N64 one. I mean, I'm sure there are people out there that love the Kinect Sport, but there probably aren't many, being that no one seems to like Kinect.
And I think that's what they're mainly just planning on getting into, just these
They've
Kinect.
Well, so after like almost 10 years or something since Microsoft bought them, you could actually say Rare is officially dead now, being that the company has recently been renamed to like Kinect Studios or something like that. So the Xbox original was one of the first consoles to have like an actually used online infrastructure. I mean, like the Dreamcast attempted to have something before that, but it didn't so well.
Was the Xbox was out before the PS2? Was it? Because I know the PS2.
I don't remember the
online
order that they launched for that generation, but I don't think they were that far behind each other.
Yeah.
Or
this game was pretty early on in the Xbox. I think,
yeah, it was. I would imagine the multiplayer would have been a lot of fun, especially if they left in the P. You used to be able to unzip your fly and pee.
Oh,
and you'd actually be able to drown them.
Yeah, you can go into the restrooms in one of the level. Yeah, it's looking pretty faithful so far. So probably one of the most interesting plot or story plots in a game to have been out for a while. He needs a leg for his table.
They worked out that the height of the table they need a squirrel.
Exactly the same size as Conker.
Yep. No use crying over spilt milk.
Oh, he really loves his milk though.
He's a kid cat.
I've noticed like 5 loading screens already.
Loading screens. It's like I don't know what it is with loading screens. It's like we used to not have them, and then all of a sudden we had like a game generation where we just had loading screens galore.
Well, that was like the whole skip to using CDs and stuff. The PlayStation 1 had a bunch of loading screens.
Yeah, and the PlayStation 2 as well. The N64 didn't have them until they started compressing data onto the cartridges because the size of games outgrew the flash memory capabilities of the time.
Yeah. So I'm controlling Conker at the moment.
And he steers like a brick because he's meant to be hungover, so he's just sort of trotting along. Go into the field.
Interesting footprints there.
There's a giant bee on the ground. Yeah, see?
Oh, that's the last time I think it.
I like how I'll zoom like straight into his face here.
Yeah, you can go first person mode. It's like this has been like heavily influenced by Banjo-Kazooie and Mario 64.
Yeah.
So the controls are incredibly
Can you
similar.
help me? I need to get home and go to bed because I don't feel very
It sounds
well
like
at
the
all.
same voiceover work as well.
Oh yeah, I don't see why they
version,
change
yeah.
it. Like, unless there were lines in the
Oh,
game
so
change,
you can't
then
help
there's
me
no
out.
need to redo the voice work.
Actually, yeah.
Saves a bit of money.
Yes, I can. Maybe.
Okay. What's your name?
Beardy.
Beardy. You haven't got a beard.
No. Birdie. I scare birdies.
Okay, Birdie. So can you help me?
Right. Let's step over here.
I think the Scarecrow's a bit drunk as well.
He's
Oh, he
actually,
was-
no, he's high.
He's high
Yeah,
because he was out at the bar before. Remember?
Well, he was at the bar before, yeah, but he's also likely to be high because
I can punch
if
him
you
here.
talk to him a bunch of times, you'll find out.
You see those buttons? Actually, you'll find that they're called context sensitive. And, well, actually, they, press B.
Press B.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like these buttons are a stab at Zelda.
What do you mean?
You know how Zelda had like the A button at the top of the screen, and the action that it had would change depending on where your character was positioned and what he was
Oh,
doing.
okay.
It's context sensitive.
So you specifically got the buttons on the
They're-
in the
they're-
game itself.
Yeah, exactly. So you go to the buttons, and depending on where you are in the game and what you need, they'll do something different.
And in this case, he got him.
He
got him
got
some alcohol.
Yeah,
Goes exactly with the context right here.
yeah, exactly.
It means context
So this game has got a lot of breaking of the fourth wall in that it knows that it's a game and it sort of turns to the player and talks to the player and makes a joke sort of thing. And there's a lot of movie parodies, like there's Aliens and
The Matrix
and the Matrix.
sort of
many
all the
Matrix jokes.
There's all those movies around that time within like the past 15 years or so, from 1998, 1999 or so.
I think some of them were even earlier. Like Aliens was really
Aliens was like
Aliens
late
was-
70s or something. Was it? Or-
yeah, or the 80s even. But like the Matrix was I think 94 or 95. It's actually older than you think.
Yeah.
Don't mind if I do.
So I don't know how many times I'm going to have to press B here.
I'm gonna go to bed now.
No, do it again. Once more. I think it's the next time. Oh,
No,
that's,
oh no, I need to get it, cue him from his hangover.
oh, that's right.
Yeah. This was just so great how, like, random things could come up that you would never think of. Like, he just pulls a Panadol out of his pocket. And just...
Yeah, there's a level later in this game where you're basically in poo world. Like the entire place is made out of poo, and it's inhabited by dung beetles. And in order to actually go to the world, you have to get a
Context sensitive.
gas mask.
Clever.
Yeah.
And you fight a boss who is like an opera singing poo, and like there are little corn kernels as his teeth. It's very filthy.
Just pull the left trigger.
But I heard they, like, heavily censored that, his
Yeah.
songs and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So I was reading online that apparently a lot of the lines in the Xbox version got censored, which was really odd because they turned up the violence from the
Yeah.
N64 version.
Well, you'd think from, like, a Nintendo console game going to a Microsoft console, you'd get, like, more swearing or more...
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's sort of the culture, which is why a lot of Nintendo fans point at this game and go, well, Nintendo does have adult titles, but...
with a kiddie kind of look.
I suppose
I think that added to the charm as well, that it was this innocent looking squirrel.
Yeah, it looks like you know Banjo-Kazooie or Mario
That's the
64,
thing, like-
kiddie cartoony graphics, and then you've got drug use and rape and there's a blowjob joke later on in the game where you're putting these talking sprockets onto like pegs, and their mouth is like the hole in the middle of the cog, and as it goes under the peg, they're like, oh my, and the clock tower is like, oh yeah.
Innuendo. But yeah, this actually wasn't Conker's first game. It was in a few other things beforehand. It started on the Game Boy, I believe.
I don't know. There was
Conker's Pocket Tales.
Yeah, and there was some cancelled games as well. So I think the way it went was that they actually started making a Conker's game that never got released.
Yeah.
And they made this one, and this one did actually get released. So
I think it was a bit of a surprise. Oops.
you have to jump.
I have to jump. Yeah. Did I I think I went further in the level.
Yeah, well,
I did.
that's the jump just there. So it's actually sort of put you
A nice reward.
reward for failure. No, you don't go in there yet.
Yeah. I remember this game was originally called 12 Tales Conker 64. And that was more of a Banjo-Kazooie, cutesy adventure collectathon type game.
Do you know why they changed the game to include all the adult content and whatnot?
No, I'm not sure why.
It was because they were afraid of cannibalizing their own sales. So you got to remember, back in the 80s, there were way less gamers than you have now. And a game selling 1 million copies is like
gold.
It's gold.
Back
Yeah,
then.
oh yeah. And these days it's like, well, fuck, we lost a crap load of money on that game. So they didn't want to release another cutesy, colourful platformer because that would actually cannibalize Banjo-Kazooie sales.
Yeah.
Gets right up your ass.
But I think this...
So they had to have it target a different demographic.
Yeah. But I think this really surprised people on the N64 when it came out because they were expecting that cutesy 12 Tales Conker game, and this just came out of the blue. They'd completely changed the gameplay and the look of it.
Yeah. Come closer, I'll discuss things of a different nature.
I think I'll need to come closer to him. Got some good sound effects in him.
Yeah.
I think this is where you get the frying pan.
Yeah, that was in the N64 version though.
Oh, there's a bit change around here.
Yeah.
Actually, where do you go? I remember going in.
Well, you go in there, but I can't remember how. Wait a minute, go back up to where the majigger is. There's a switch.
There's always a switch, isn't there?
See that? Jump on it.
It just looks so much nicer than what was on the N64.
This is the only original Xbox game that I still own, which literally, as I made the joke in a previous episode, like, it's been sitting at the back of a cupboard. But you were like, let's do an Xbox One game, and I'm like, I think I own one somewhere.
Like I said, don't worry, I've got about 10 or 15 games, so we've got a bit to go through.
Get the key.
I don't have the flying
Whiny bastard.
Hang on a second. This is really no good at all. I need a weapon.
We just got all these
There's
things.
the frying pan that he originally had in the N64 version.
Is that a meat cleaver?
Yeah.
No. A frying pan.
You get the meat cleaver.
Weapons. Cool. Okay, here's the scope.
I don't need that.
Press B to equip and put away.
Oh, yes, great.
Actually, this is a bit of a change.
See, look.
This was just a straight port. What a hack.
This didn't happen in the original N64.
Well, yeah, they got me as well. I thought I just had to hit the key.
Yeah, that's what you had to do previously.
Oh. Wait, so I can get the weapon out.
At least they don't do damage to you because they have like blunt sticks instead of spikes this time.
What's the attack button?
I don't know. One of the triggers usually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I don't know why. Like on an N64 game or a Nintendo game, like the attack motions are almost always just a button press, and then it moved to triggers for the Xbox because it's
I honestly don't like these sensitive triggers. How do I beat
The Xbox was very much designed to be a first-person shooter console, I think. I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm sure there are plenty of great games that aren't first-person shooters on there, but I mean, we've got an RPG here, which is very similar to Zelda, which would just be press A to strike, and you got to use the squishy trigger to attack. I suppose you do get guns later in this game, so they'd work fine for those.
I just don't feel it's like natural to me.
It'll probably feel better when you've got a gun as opposed to a melee weapon.
Yeah, I remember in the
Do they still squeal like no? Nah, apparently not.
What about like? Have you played this before? Like the whole single player campaign?
I actually never finished it. I didn't own my N64 for a very long time. I only had a half a dozen games on it. And Conker's Bad Fur Day, it was borrowed from a friend, so I had to return it before I could finish it. Which was ultimately why I bought the Xbox port when I had the opportunity to.
So playing this right now, is this still sort of essentially a new game for you?
I got pretty far into the N64 one. I still remember a lot of it because I thought it was so funny and I had so much fun with it. But
You stupid little...
older games are longer than newer games, by far. Like, this is not some 6-hour campaign. You'll spend a lot more time on this game.
Yeah, he's making a bit of a joke here of what happened in
yeah,
the
weren't you supposed to fall off?
He used to laugh so much and just fall off.
That's because of the audacity of hitting him with a frying pan.
To fool the audience into thinking that the rest of the game would also be different.
Oh no. See, I love this already. It's just changing things up.
Well, lucky I brought this as well in.
Keep hitting.
What just happened? What just happened? Did he?
He tripped back and then got crushed by Boulder.
Mr. Designer?
No more surprises, please.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
So this is actually one of the very few Xbox One titles which will work on a 360. In the end, the 360's backwards compatibility was a bloody joke. Only like 50 odd games worked, which is a crying shame. But this is one of them. It does lag a little bit in the main menu though, that pub scene thing. But you could probably pick this up on eBay for like $10. Play it in your 360, have a fucking excellent time. Like seriously, buy some cider or some beer to play with this, and it'll be the funniest thing ever.
This is just great. All the multiplayer with friends is always hilarious.
Let's go and get some shut-eye. Finally.
I don't know if the multiplayer will work offline because I never used it on this version, and I know the Xbox One live servers are no longer running. So I don't know if it got local like the N64 had.
I'm sure it would. It's kind of stupid not to have it in there.
Yeah, but you also got to remember that the way the vision the companies have for their console tends to dictate a lot of this stuff. So Microsoft always had this vision of online play, whereas Nintendo always has this vision of have your friends come over to play.
Yeah, I guess so.
Let's have a look though. Okay, so it supports 2 players local.
Wow.
The N64 supported 4, didn't it? Yeah. It does support System Link up to 16 players. System Link was an excellent...
16 consoles? One player?
I remember back in the day when I used to go to LAN parties, people would bring their Xboxes to plug into the network as well. And they'd play, like 16-player Halo Original. And then there'd be people on the PCs playing Halo Original as well because it was on PC as well at that time. And it supports online play up to 16 players.
Is it
but not anymore.
Well, maybe when we've got 15 minutes or something left in this video, we can check out the multiplayer. I mean, we can't really do it, so we don't have 2 controllers at the moment, but we can check out,
well, the controller that we found along with the game, is missing the end part, because it detaches, so goodness knows where that's going.
Fantastic Microsoft designing.
Actually, it's a really cool feature. I actually really like it, but yeah, we've lost the end plug part, so we can't attach it to the console. No, it was because back in the day, people would walk past the television set to get to a couch and kick the controller cable. And that could actually destroy the cable and render your, $80 controller busted.
Yeah.
But they added that little breakpoint into the cable, which comes undone if it gets yanked.
This guy was always entertaining.
Stupid prick.
He's so loyal to his king when he's around him, but then when he's in his own laboratory.
See the floating chocolate? That's important. That's your health.
kind of working.
Is this like to any reference of anything? Or is
I don't think so.
I think it's just mocking that you can have anything as health or something.
Well, the people don't even bother with health pickups these days. A lot of the time it's, you know, auto regen based on time. Like, you just don't take damage for a little bit and it'll go back up. But back in the day, you used to have to pick up, like, health packs or something, and for whatever reason in this game it's chocolate.
You love the chocolate. Yum, 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 yum. And as all rareware titles, music in this game is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, pretty much all Rare titles have always had excellent production values, like, compared to other titles for the systems that they worked on. I mean, apparently that's not quite the case with a lot of their games, you know, going into the Microsoft era of their business, but I'm sure, you know, there will be somebody out there that will enjoy, you know, Perfect Dark Zero and Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. But I think perhaps a lot of that had to do with demographic confusion. So they went from working for a company which really targeted that demographic of players that liked cutesy graphics and fun gameplay to a demographic that preferred a more matured palette.
Yeah. Yeah, this bee here, she's got a lot more makeup than what I remembered.
Yeah.
It's a bit too feminine there.
The slutty queen bee.
Yeah. So I guess this section of the game here was more like a hub world to others.
Yeah, it is. It's the hub world, so you can get into the war zone later, and that's very much a World War II ripoff with references to Saving Private Ryan and Hitler and things like that.
Yeah, so we've got like a war section over there.
Yeah, that's how you get into the war zone part. You can't get in there yet.
I actually like how you can equip your item now.
I kind of like how the blood splatters onto the screen.
Oh, okay.
And it like drips down it. You're dying, man.
Oh, I've
Stop
probably
sucking,
stopped doing
Jesus.
that. Jump. Oh.
This will be a short let's play.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm still hurt.
Stop killing me,
Go
Trent.
find some chocolate. That'd be funny if he actually turned around and said, stop sucking, player.
Yeah. Alright, so now I'll find out where
pick
I'm
up
going
the
to go
beehive.
first.
No, pick up the beehive. What you gonna do now? Run. You're gonna take it to the queen bee.
Yeah.
She's sad because the wasp stole her home.
Trying to steal our nice new hive.
Come on, Miles. Let's go get him.
And they're like mobsters.
It's sort of like the stereotypical, like, it's like the father and the brothers kind of thing.
Yeah, it is. It's like just stereotypical mobsters. You got the father with the stogie. You got like some skinny blob kid, and then like the fat one.
The fat dopey one.
So yeah.
Oh, let's get it, man.
This game has a really cool game over mechanic as well.
Yeah.
It was probably one of the first times I ever came across a game over mechanic like this, but just random turrets.
This innocent looking bee just...
Eat that, mother butter.
So random.
Yeah. I mean, that's what's so good about this thing as well.
Yeah, the game was entirely random.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Squirrel. And none of this would have happened if it weren't for that.
Whatever happened to Conker? This was the last time we've ever seen
Oh, really?
Conker, yeah?
That doesn't surprise me.
I don't know. Like, a lot of people would love for Rare franchises to come back, but
I present you
yeah,
with
it
this.
doesn't happen. They did actually do a second Diddy Kong Racing though, did you know that?
Yeah, that was on the DS.
On the DS, because they got written permission from Microsoft to make portable titles, because Microsoft doesn't have a portable console.
Yeah, so they would get
could
some of
make
the money out of it.
Yeah, well that's it. It's like, because Microsoft doesn't have a portable console, making software for their competitors' portable consoles makes sense, because they'll actually just get money from the sales.
Yeah.
Without, destroying their own business.
Alright, who's this?
Looks like one of them Skittles.
See the dung beetles.
Down there, kick the out of him.
Nah, we'll wait till he comes up here, alright?
Okay then, yeah.
Are they meant to be like Irish or something?
Oh, the voice
Irish
acting is great in this as
Beatles.
well.
Hello, it's me again, Mr. Scarecrow Bird.
You know what? This guy is kind of like the equivalent of that owl from Zelda.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Except at
A
least
bit more creepy.
At least he does it, but you're like, did you get all of that? And default to no.
Yeah. Or like it says, do you want me to repeat this all again? And it's actually highlighted as yes, because you're spamming the A button.
Actually, I think,
Oh yeah, I like how you get all these
Long
wads of...
time, you love manual long time.
There you go.
Yeah, I like how you collect all these wads of cash throughout the whole game, but what does it really do? Like, you get, whatever, $2 million, $3 million at the end, and...
Get me out of here! Hey, you! Come here! Come on! I want to go back in there! Hurry up! Okay, suits me.
Cash has its own personality. And that was the thing with Rare as well. Everything had eyes.
Yeah, everything was alive.
Whether a tree, a rock, it had eyes.
It's like old Looney Tunes type stuff, isn't it?
Ah, seems to be an instruction book. Oh, I see.
I don't really need to read that, I don't think.
Now, you need to, from memory, you need to shoot the dung beetles with the slingshot when they get up to attack you.
Yep.
Like just then.
Yeah, I didn't see anything.
Yeah, if you go near the slope, they'll hit you. There you go, now turn around and shoot the bastards.
Oh, it's like inverted, I think.
Yeah, no, not inverted aiming. Quick! Yeah, I actually have a friend who likes inverted aiming controls.
Oh, it sucks so much.
I don't know, like, he claims that they're better once you get used to them, but it's a matter of practice and learning.
Oh, of course, like everything takes practice.
But I mean, I can't really disagree with him because that's the same argument for first-person shooter controls with a controller.
Well,
Which is that I maintain that controllers are shit for first-person shooters, but that's more of a case of, I played them extensively with a mouse and keyboard and find it way fiddlier on a controller.
yeah.
And then, people that play Call of Duty on, like the Xbox all the time, they pro at it. Like, they don't have a problem whatsoever.
See, with me, like, I don't find that precision in an analog stick, but if you've been using it for that long, you probably get just as much precision out of that than you would a mouse. So he's got choices here. Can you go left or right?
One of them is Pooh World.
I think I'll go into Pooh World and see what I can do here.
Oh,
One of the most iconic moments is gas mask.
Random gas mask. So why does he carry this
He
stuff
literally
around?
is like a Looney Tunes character. He's got everything in his back pocket.
Yeah. Love that sound effect while he's walking.
I wonder if he knows what he's walking into yet.
I don't know. He's just trying to find his way home.
Oop, oop.
Like, he just wants to go home to bed because he doesn't feel well.
Oh no, I was more talking about like what's on his feet.
Oh,
Poo.
maybe.
The controls hold up pretty well on
Yeah,
this thing.
the feel tight platforming controls.
Yeah, it's same as like the N64 is what I'm used to.
Well, he's got the jump control. You can hover with the tail, which is every 3D platform game since Mario 64 had some sort of jump control, like the ability to change your trajectory after you're already in the air, as well as the shadow is always clearly visible when you're in the air. That's because of the difficulty of judging space in 3D without an actual 3D effect.
Well, we're gonna see a death scene.
Oh no! That's the first time you see it's always the best.
It has to load to get to the death scene. Now, if I haven't pointed out, this is the first time playing the Xbox version for me.
Conker! Conker! Conker!
You're dead.
Yes, you boy. You're dead. Dead. You are dead. Dead as a dodo.
Can't be asked for this bloody ridiculous contraption.
Got the most high-pitched voice you can.
Right. Hello. My name's Greg, the Grim Reaper. Don't laugh.
Aren't you a little short to be a Grim Reaper?
Well, how many Grim Reapers have you met before, mate? What am I supposed to look like?
Yeah, that's a good point. Well made.
Now, let's see. Ah, yes. Conker. Surname?
The Squirrel.
The Squirrel.
He's got that sarcastic kind of the
Oh,
squirrel.
bloody hell, you would have to be a sodding squirrel, wouldn't you?
Why, is there a problem with that?
Well, yes, there is, actually. It's like those bloody cats. Such a pain in the ass. You're one of the special cases.
Oh, really?
Yes. Apparently, according to the powers that be, I'm just doing my job. I do what I'm told. I don't even get paid very much. Apparently, squirrels can have as many lives as they think they can get away.
Yes, they think they
Oh,
can get
I
away
see.
with.
So I'm not dead.
You're dead, but not quite.
Oh, right. Well, I'll be off then.
Just you wait, smart ass. You don't get out of it that easily. Now, the thing is, you may not be dead, but that doesn't mean you can't die. You just have a few more, shall we say, chances. Yeah. Like cats. I hate those things. Distributed around your little world are these tail things. Squirrels' tails. If you can get them, I'll give you an extra chance. Understand?
So this is essentially
Well,
just an interesting
sounds a bit
take on
strange, but
getting
okay.
lives.
Yeah.
Strange?
It's one of the great things about this game, though, is that it seems to it makes fun of like all of the old gaming tropes from that era. You know, having extra lives and like health.
Well, it's pretty much it's making its own story out of just collecting lives.
No, it's great. It's Greg the
Oh,
Grim Reaper.
I think I need to actually get a life.
Yeah, it's over there.
Yeah. So wait, well,
Oh, did you just die? No, you didn't.
I did.
Okay, so the game is that nice to you that it isn't going to just be like, you know what, you screwed up.
Did you see his eyes rolling in the back of his head once he comes back from just dying?
Mm.
I don't want to fall off again.
How hard is it to push the joystick like straight forward?
I think because my hands are a bit small on this big controller,
Yeah.
I'm pushing right a bit.
We should talk about that too, since I mean we're playing this on the original Xbox, and for those of you watching that haven't seen one, these things are huge. Like, I don't think they're as big as the new Xbox, which is pretty big, but they're huge and they're heavy because they're like solid metal and plastic brick. And the controllers are equally huge. Like, they actually had to re-release the controllers because the controllers were too big for normal human hands.
Like, it's not that there's a lot of buttons on the controller, it's just big.
Well,
there's a lot of empty space.
The button layout is very similar to like the 360 controller, but yeah, you've got like, it's a huge round controller. It's freaking massive. I actually can't fit my hands around it properly either. I get cramps when playing first-person shooters on the original Xbox. Go back to Poop World and go and fight the boss.
That's if I think I can. I'm not sure if he was.
The little conker who poo.
Be back in 10 minutes.
10 o'clock.
Ah, 10.
Damn it now. Oh. Well,
No, yeah, this is one of those moments where you have to go the other path.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is going into hillbilly territory, from what I remember.
Oh, the other path?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember. I just remember the Poop World.
There's some pretty iconic places in here, and you only remember that.
Oh, look, I remember the war one. I remember Poop World. I remember the area with the clock you had to fix. And I remember the Colosseum scenes.
Alright, yeah, with the dinosaur.
Oh, yeah. The Colosseum scenes were hilarious because the caveman and his two groupies, and they're always making, like, penis jokes. Like, you're making jokes about the size of his testicles.
Oh, and this is there. Seems to be a... I must do some experiments.
I'm not sure how many
Yeah.
movie references we'll be able to see within this episode. Hopefully we can see a few of them.
Then, my lord,
So So these things here is evil creation, the titties.
Yeah, they're the ones that fight in the war, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're also the enemy to the army in the multiplayer.
I feel like
maps
the
and stuff.
dinosaur is like a Turok reference.
Maybe.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah.
If you go to the right, there is a sunflower with huge titties that you can bounce on. Oh, well, no, wait, that's right. She's too shy. You can't because she's shy and she's covering up. No. You had to do something. It says there's money up there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so, but no, she's too shy. You gotta make, I don't know, I think you gotta give her sunlight or something. Or pollen that makes her happy.
Yeah, I know there's a male bee around here. Actually, the husband of the bee.
That's right, yes. The queen bee's husband is around here pollinating the sunflower. Oh!
I should have known that was going to do something. It's a box with eyes, so...
If it's got eyes, like, be careful. Can you smash it? You can actually, if you jump on it, you can get up into the barn.
Wait, be quiet for a second, just listen to him.
That you can get into the barn by getting...
No! Oh!
And then jumping up.
Just,
whatever.
Yeah. No, I think I can just go through the front entrance.
Oh, wait, I remember this. This is where you gotta fight the thingy.
Oh, no, I can't go through
Yeah,
the
no,
front
you have to go in through the crate. Get on his back. Get on the crate's back. Stay on the crate's back. Oh, it's not open yet. Okay.
I need a... Must be some sort of switch. Or...
Oh, wait, there you go.
Oh, he needs cheese.
I say, little fella, you better get this fat-ass bitch off of my back pronto.
I want me to solve their problems. What are you gonna do for me then?
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I tell you what I'm gonna do.
like
You
Falcon
get rid of that
Legal.
freaking mouse critter, and maybe I'll help you out. Just maybe. Oh, just one more thing. I say, just one more thing. You might run into my friend, Bird. Just mention my name, Jack, and everything will be just dandy.
So you gotta get the cheese and give it to the rat.
Oh, there's cheese like just scattered around.
No, I thought it was in the barn, but I don't really remember. Oh, did the rat just fart?
Holy jeez!
Yeah, you could hear the crate.
Yeah, he's like,
Oh,
oh god.
jeez.
It's funny how they like jump by like squishing down. It's very, very cartoony. Oh, and you fell down.
I'm probably not the best platformer.
There's, these platforming mechanics. There's the combat mechanics, especially when you get into the World War II area. And then you got like this platforming and puzzle solving. There's, get the cheese! The cheese! Oh my god, man. Come on. There we go.
Really that hard?
Yeah, it is, apparently. Now you gotta get back there without getting smushed. Oh, you can't jump while you're holding it? You have to get that dude to open the gate.
Alright, you must be Bert.
I'm Bert.
Jack said
I'm Bert.
I'm opening the gate for you here, and you can get on with whatever that you're trying to do.
that's all you do?
Any little cheese. Yeah. How many cheeses you need to give him?
Go, 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 go! Watch out! He'll get you. The cheese is like screaming.
That was nice. Ooh, I'd like another of those.
Boo!
Fat ass. I mean, do you know of any sort of these classic characters like Conker and and banjo that have been used in any other Xbox games?
I'm pretty sure that all of the Rare properties, so Perfect Dark, which was an excellent first-person shooter with a female protagonist, which was really rare at the time. Conker's Bad Fur Day got redone. Banjo-Kazooie got redone. I'm not sure what else. I do not know. And we already said they did another Diddy Kong Racing on the DS.
But to know with that one, because it was on a Nintendo platform, they took out Conker and Banjo as playable characters and replaced them with I think Dixie Kong and Tiny Kong.
Yeah. Wait, Tiny Kong?
Yeah.
I do not even know who that is.
Oh, it squished me twice.
That sucks.
Tiny Kong was in Donkey Kong 64.
I never got far in that. When I was younger, like, a lot of the consoles that I had, which I had, like, you know, I had an NES, I had a Sega Mega Drive, and an N64. I never owned them very long, and I never had many games on them, like 2 or 3 games. I think the most I ever had was 6 on the N64. And some of them were shit, like Star Wars Pod Racer. Oh god.
Don't know why you're so against that. It's not
hate
that
it.
bad.
Because it's the end game.
Here's a good part. He's eating too much cheese.
Oh no! I think I had too much!
It's just random. It's just you couldn't find that in any other game. Tail's still wagging.
I couldn't have lasted a moment longer there. Thank you very much, Mr. Squirrel. Now, there's something real neat inside that barn. You just gotta get in there, Sonny.
Jump.
Onto the pipe.
Can I get on the pipe?
Then onto the other pipe. And then up again. And on the roof. Oh my god. Get the chocolate and the money.
Jump. Squirrel, jump.
Is there a bit of stuck on the geometry-ness there?
Yeah.
Yeah, some old games have that issue.
Great stuff.
In primitive geometry and you get stuck on it.
Yeah, I think the round's on me. I'm gonna get tanked tonight.
Again.
Cool. This day
This is where a
didn't
sequel
look
should have
so
come
bad
in.
after all.
He gets drunk again.
Oh, hang on. Let's see. Big hand is... Yeah. Hey, 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Oh, yeah.
Do we want to go to the Pooville?
If you can go inside first. Get the chocolate.
Inside the barn.
Yeah. But I think you go in through there. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, opens the door.
Go in, because it's actually a boss fight for memory, so it's
Yeah.
worth doing it. Oh. You might want to try and get some health before doing it.
I've got a few lives here anyway. Just go in the entrance. Find the entrance. So yeah, this game is fairly lengthy. Just from all like different movie references, going from different scene to scene.
Loading screens! Did you know that Microsoft has never been able to get a decent market share of Japan's market? And Japan is the 3rd biggest gaming market in the world?
Yeah,
Or maybe 4th.
I'm aware that like the Xbox Classic and Xbox 360 didn't sell too well in Japan.
Yeah, so the original Xbox, which is what we're playing now, had a very short design cycle. Like, I think they went from, saying, alright, we're going to make a console, to getting the console out on the market within like a year, which is really short and really quick. Which is part of the reason why it's such a big and clunky device, because inside of it, it's essentially just a computer in a case. So people even install Linux on these back in the day, because it uses the same hardware. And the controller as well was also really, really big. And so 8 months or a year later, when they finally got around to releasing it in Japan, they'd already sort of decided that this console was not for them, because they value size. They value silence and power consumption, and obviously the size of the controller. It's like the people, so
it's like a console that's the complete opposite of what they want you to get.
Yeah. Especially, like, apparently Bill Gates himself went and presented it to the media back in the day, and then proceeded to say all of the wrong things to say. It's like, there's such a huge culture difference between Japan and America, I think. He went there and he started talking about how the console would be great for business and make tons of money and whatnot, and sort of didn't talk about any of the things that the Japanese media and business partners would actually value.
I'm gonna stick my big foot right in yours.
Were your parents related?
So it was pretty much doomed from the get-go of release, and they've just never been able to capture that market, because they're just stuck with this impetus that the Xbox 360 is a console for Americans.
I don't know if it's like that nowadays.
They try a lot harder now.
Yeah.
But even if they are trying, it's that culture that is already there. Well, think about how hard Nintendo has to try to get like hardcore gamers to take them seriously, because everybody has this belief that Nintendo is a family-friendly console and that's the only thing that they do.
Yeah.
So the Japanese have that belief that Microsoft makes first-person shooter, makes a console for first-person shooters, and that's the only thing it's good for.
Some of these companies just get into those.
So you got to get the rake to hit the. Oh yeah, you've got it.
Yeah. These are some pretty iconic characters. The tools, the farming tools.
Really? Why is the farming tool iconic?
Well, it's just the paintbrush and the paint bucket.
I still don't understand how it's iconic.
Well, you'll see when we beat this thing. They just got some funny things to say.
So they stick in your memory when you play the game?
Yeah.
Okay, that's sweet. I remember getting the little one was hard.
I'm not very good at jumping.
Too much.
I might die here again.
My goodness. Do you even have enough lives?
I hope so. How do you... Maybe I need to stand in front of the hay bales. Yeah.
Oh, we got you.
I was on the last one as well.
Ah,
no. This is my my penalty at load time.
You got 2 lives left.
Alright, playing serious now. That wasn't serious before.
Oh, come on. Your serious play is worse than your casual play.
Here we go. It's getting better.
Getting the small one will still be the hardest. Always is. My god, man.
I really suck at these games.
Last one. Got him.
Yeah, I was a bit depressed here.
I've seen some kicking ass in my time, and that is the shittest, crappiest, kick-ass I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's pretty crap.
This guy just agrees with everything he says.
It was abysmal, and you is a bastard, stupid bastard. Isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he sure is. So, what are you gonna do now? Kill yourself? Because that's what I recommend.
Yeah, you should kill yourself. And Matt, we got a rope right here. And we got a rope.
Yeah, we got
A scene like this would just not be allowed in a game these days.
Pretty much.
I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna kill myself right now. That's all there is to it. You.
Yeah, this is pretty funny. He's trying to hang himself, but he can't.
What are you doing? You stupid bastard. He hasn't even got a neck.
Yeah, look at you up there hanging there. You stupid bastard ain't got a neck, are you? He ain't got a neck, has he?
I already said that. Shut up.
Oh, okay.
I don't believe this. I don't appear to have a neck of any description. In fact, I ain't got an esophagus.
Oh, diddle damn. I was gonna be up here for some time.
Put himself in a bit of a pickle there. You can step with him with his eyeball. They actually follow you.
Oh wow, they do too. That is so weird. Kick him around. Chocolate. You need all the chocolate you can get. Alright, go outside and see what's up.
Oh yeah, I think that that door that was closed before. If I can get out.
Nope. Wait, is there a switch to your left?
Yes.
Yes, there is a switch.
There's always a switch.
Haha, it's the bee! Go talk to the bee.
All these different
We must
characters.
pollinate the flower.
So who removed that pole that was on the door?
Yeah.
And so, my nemesis is defeated. Yes, it's me again. Right. Time to wander around aimlessly.
He's so stupid. Oop.
I swear the loading screens take up half of this Let's Play.
Yeah. Who's this stupid bee?
Yeah, it's the drunken
Hey,
bee
buddy.
husband.
Could you spare me a dime? Hey, buddy, don't ignore me. Oh, they always ignore me. Hey,
Oh. What do you want?
do you know, in my own country, I'm a king.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that bitch threw me out. Apparently, the hive keeps getting stolen. Well, I don't care. I couldn't fit in the thing anyway. You see how
He's too
fat
fat.
she is? Bitch.
Oh.
The states of a bum.
Well, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I gotta go now.
You're like the rest of them. I ain't gonna tell you about the big-breasted babe then.
The
I got his attention.
Yeah.
Get your attention. She's lovely. That's why the
You
wife.
see his hand action.
All I want to do is pollinate her. Oh, she's got stigmas like you wouldn't believe.
Stigmas. There's some
What do you mean?
flower lingo for you.
Big
Yeah. Over
So we're gonna have to slap like an R rating on this video.
second. Breath.
No one cares.
It's the internet, for Christ's sake. That and the game itself is only rated MA15.
Okay,
Okay.
I'd like to get offended now.
Sorry.
That said, I reckon it'd probably get an R rating these days since everybody in Australia has decided to go
Well,
fucking way
What's in it for
conservative.
me?
Against anything, any form of violence or
But I thought you were
Any
begging.
sexual
Yeah,
references.
Sexual references are what'll get you. Sexual references will instantly get you an R rating these days.
Yeah.
So they put the R rating in at the start of the year and just went R rating crazy. Started giving everything an R rating.
Well, we're nearly up to our hour for now. Do we want to see this bit coming up?
Yes, we do.
We do?
Yes.
Guess we can go a bit over. What has she got to say?
Hey, can you help me out here? There's a guy over there, he said he wants to... Someone to
Oh yeah, I think I need to get some bees over.
Stigmas, not so
Pollinate.
pollinate you.
Ooh, that big tail of yours is far too tickly.
No, you don't understand. Hey,
Get that big, long, hairy tail away from me.
I'll suit yourself then.
Be like that.
Can you jump on her?
I need to get bees.
You need to get bees to pollinate her. Oh, well, that might take time.
Those little bees. Well, I've forgotten where they are actually.
They'll be all in this little circular area, though. You just gotta find them. I'm pretty sure we already said it, but I just love how like the visuals and the sound just does not fit with the content, and it just makes for an excellent, funny game. I suppose if you were trying to do like a serious game with the sort of jokes and references in it, you wouldn't be able to do it.
Well,
Is there a bee over there, or it's just more chocolate around there? Aha! Okay, apparently you take fall damage.
I want to get the bees' attention.
I don't know. Maybe you actually have to touch them. Were you jumping high enough to touch them?
Pretty sure I was. You don't need like honey for them or something. Can't bash them.
Let's go talk to the king bee again. Maybe he'll have a clue. These games usually have clues. There's more bees.
You don't have a big
Fall distance.
Yeah.
You should try using your hover when you're halfway through the fall.
I think I need to jump first. Let's go back to that bee. Well, that was a close one.
Can't talk to him?
No.
Lame.
Alright, we should probably end this episode here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're getting a bit long. It is totally worth seeing what happens next though, so I do recommend jump on eBay, get a copy of this game, pop it in your 360 and have a good time. It is hilarious.
Conker loves it, see?
Yeah, he
Love
says,
this game so much.
buy my game, second hand. Woo! Alright, we'll see you next time everyone.
See you everyone.